Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Today, power. And he's got the rundown.
Sam, as Congress prepares to pass that huge energy bill, we talked to Joe Guild about the positive effects on the rural area. And did you know that November is Adoption Awareness Month? We see how one state agency handles it and what their needs are. Sam?
And coming up on the Power Pundit panel, Larry Matheis, Liz MacMenamin, and Mary Lau. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8. Lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1. Have some fun. Lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp. Have a sip. Try the pool. Play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
The biggest risk your company can take.
Well, Barbara, you did very well on your interview.
Hiring employees can help your business get to the next level.
And your resume looks outstanding.
And it can also expose you to corporate crimes and costly lawsuits that can bring your company to its knees.
So, we'd like to offer you a position.
Before you hire another employee, hire the professionals at Employer Links. Call today to get our free CD-ROM, The Top 8 Risk of Hiring Employees.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined by attorney Joe Guild, and we're going to talk about things going on in the rural areas. One of the most important and influential things to happen in the coming weeks here will be this new energy bill going through Congress. Could you tell us about that?
Well, the House, as I understand it, the House passed the energy bill today, and it's going to go to conference. There are some senators who are opposed to the energy bill, but I think there's enough in that bill for everybody. And the example for rural Nevada is the tax incentives for alternative energy, and particularly a newspaper article yesterday in the Reno paper for geothermal energy. But we have solar credits and also wind incentives in that. What that does, Sam, I think, is give an opportunity for development of a stable source of energy for rural Nevada. Not to take anything away from Sierra Pacific and Nevada Power, but these are the resources that are long-term very important to develop in rural Nevada. And once that's in place, I think there'll be some economic opportunities for diversification and whatnot to take away from the stability that agriculture has provided for so many years, but still leave in place that agricultural stability.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
Can I just jump
Okay.
in?
Okay. So this means we would not be held hostage if we develop these alternative sources of energy. Then we wouldn't be held hostage to those companies in California that price gouges sometimes and cause our rates to go up so high, right?
Well, I think there's a component in this bill, as I understand it, to not have to never have another Enron situation again. That's one of the things that I think has gotten the Eastern and Midwestern senators on board because of the blackout last summer. That was one of the impetuses that caused this bill to finally come to the fore. And if you look at a global perspective nationally, I think we need to be less dependent on foreign oil and other sources of energy, even in small percentages, because if it's 5% less dependent, then, and we develop jobs and the other things that come with energy development in this country, we're all going to be better off. Back to Nevada, though, sure, if we have sources of energy in this state, then we can develop economic diversified opportunities. There's a huge lot of land out there, even most of which is federally controlled and owned, but there's a lot of private property out there that could be developed, particularly in the I-80 corridor with the interstate and the rail service.
Okay. You're saying the stability of agriculture. Is agriculture really stable in this state?
Agriculture has a lot of challenges, but look at Lyon County, the county that I'm a fourth generation from. There is seed garlic being grown there. The largest white onion growing operation in I think the world is in Lyon County, Nevada, in Mason Valley. There are always going to be challenges in agriculture. I don't care whether you're a dairy farmer in Vermont or a cattle grower in southwestern Arizona. But agriculture has provided this state with a very stable base for a long, long time. I mean, in 1971, there were, 550,000 people in the whole state of Nevada? And for most of a century, agriculture provided that stability, including for places like Reno and the Truckee Meadows, where I grew up. So, yeah, I think there are challenges, Sam, but agriculture will always have a role to play in Nevada, I think.
All right, I know we don't have a lot of time here, but the Atkins diet, the high-protein diet, now, hasn't that done great things for the cattlemen and sheep in this state?
Or the South Beach diet, whatever.
Yeah, right.
I think people like beef. They always have liked beef, to speak about one specific commodity. And once it was found out that some of the claims about the health problems associated with eating red meat are not quite true, it gave people a reason to come back to that. Should you eat 10 pounds of meat every week? No. I mean, you shouldn't eat 10 pounds of broccoli.
Yeah, right.
Well, you can, but it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, it's not going to be
Let me ask you a quick question here. Mining, from the price of gold, it looks like mining would be doing terrific. Is it in this state at this time?
Mining's doing pretty well, but we have the biggest problem facing mining right now is this very arcane problem with bonding for reclamation. The bonding companies are leaving the mining companies. And if you can't bond for reclamation, you have to go out and get letters of credit to satisfy the law for reclamation in Nevada. When a mining company gets a letter of credit, it impacts their capital abilities, and so if we can't solve the bonding problem, there's going to be a big impact on Nevada mining, in spite of the fact that the price of gold is excellent right now.
But who's going to be the knight on a white steed here on this?
Well, it's a competitive and free market in bonding. I don't know the answer to that. I think we're going to have to come up with some ideas. State law could be changed to allow for concurrent reclamation to if concurrent reclamation was occurring and the retiring of bonds as that went along was allowed, that might be one of the answers.
Okay, Joe, thanks so much for being. We're out of time.
Thanks
I appreciate all your comments here.
Thanks for letting me be here.
We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis!
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
Welcome to Sushi Club, best sushi in town. The Sushi Club in Independence Square uses the best quality products. The sushi is dynamite, and the service is just wonderful.
The Sushi Club is bigger and better. We have 11 sushi chefs on staff, and the service is great.
All your friends will tell you that Sushi Club is the best place for the best sushi.
Come join us for lunch or dinner.
The Sushi Club, 294 East Moana Lane in the Independence Square.
Now that's great sushi.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Seekh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined by Nancy O'Neill and Stephenne Berger. They were the Division of Child and Family Services here in the Silver State. We're going to talk about adoptions. Let's start with you, Nancy. How are we set at this point in time in the Silver State as far as people being able to adopt if they want to? Is it a very rigorous process?
It's intensive, not rigorous necessarily. We're in desperate need of both foster care and adoptive homes for kids in rural Nevada. We have currently somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 children who are in foster care, and about 150 licensed foster homes. So we're always recruiting for families to help us care for the children that are in the custody of the state.
All right, now, is there something different about the children that are in your custody? I mean, these are just normal children, or sometimes they have health needs, or what's the situation?
Both, actually. Most of the children who are adopted out of the state foster care system are considered special needs for the purpose of adoption and for subsidy. But they may be special needs just by virtue of the fact that they're over the age of 5 or part of a sibling group who need to stay together, or they may have identified medical or mental health needs. Most of them suffer from, emotional distress purely from being removed from their biological families.
If you adopt a child like this, do they take more time than the average child, more of your attention?
Some might, and that's why we have subsidies available for people who adopt special needs children. And we negotiate a subsidy with the family before they're ready to finalize, so that they're prepared to meet the needs of the child long term, and the adoption will be successful for the life of the child.
I was listening to Jerry Falwell on the radio a couple of days ago, and he was talking about how his university helps so much with adopting children and taking care of children. Do you find that pro-life groups in the Silver State are seeking you out to help you?
Not in my experience. I haven't had anyone contact me. We're relatively new to the adoption business in Carson City, or renewed. Washoe County has recently integrated and taken over all of the child welfare services in Washoe County, including foster care and adoption, where they used to only do child protective services. And the state had a Reno office who handled most of our adoptions. And just this year, we're now doing our own in Carson City, and Stephanie and I are working with all of rural Nevada.
So you'd certainly welcome their help if they wanted to give it to you.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, in fact, now, if there's parents in Washoe that are interested in contacting you about adopting children, how would they do that? Do they call the Washoe services, or do they call you directly?
Washoe County Social Services, if they live in Washoe County.
And you have that phone number that you can...
Yes, it's 377-4444.
Oh, that's pretty easy. That's almost like our number here at the station. So,
and then anywhere else in rural Nevada outside of Washoe County, we have a toll-free number for the state of Nevada, and that's 1-888-423-2569.
Okay, Stephanie, what's your role in this as a recruiter?
My job is special needs adoption recruiter, and I recruit for children that are already free for adoption. And we have approximately 30 children that are waiting for an adoptive home. And we know that recruiting for children is best by getting to know the children. And so I get to know them and find out who's special for them, and keeping their biographies up to date so I can post them on the internet.
Is there a way that people can come and sort of visit where these children are to see? Sometimes a child and prospective parents have a spark, you know, it's sort of an instant match kind of thing.
Right. Due to confidentiality, we can't
do that.
No. They are posted, their pictures are posted on the internet with a simple biography of the children, and parents need to become licensed and go through a home study, and we do a
even for adoption?
Even for adoption.
You have to be licensed to adopt.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, currently in rural Nevada, we're doing concurrent foster care and licensing home studies, so that every family who comes to us, whether they're interested in foster care or adoption, become licensed as foster parents, because kids out of our system have to be placed in the home under our supervision for 6 months before they can finalize the adoption.
And we are out of time, but we thank you ladies for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank
If
you.
you want more information, call the numbers they gave you. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers with the Pundit panel.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowd family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
Sign up for Wells Fargo free checking. You get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back Back on Nevada Newsmakers, we have a terrific panel as always. We're joined by Liz MacMenamin and Mary Lau from the Retail Association of Nevada, proud sponsors of Nevada Newsmakers, and we welcome you. And Larry Matheis, who's the Executive Director of the Nevada State Medical Association. Pleasure to have you here too.
And the fact that you're from one of our sponsors means we get to be mean to you. We expect that, Andy.
Let's start with you, Liz. Get us up to date on what happened to the tax committee.
I have very little information, but what I was able to gather from someone yesterday, they have come in with a determination that the numbers coming in from the income of the taxes they just passed is going to be a lot higher than they expected it to be. So the shortfall that the governor is talking about may not be there.
In fact, they may have an excess amount of our tax dollars?
In fact, they may. I guess then that will go in the newly formed fund for excess tax dollars.
I'm not going to hold my breath waiting for that fund to be audited. I think the reality is that it looks like we're coming in with a budget that's going to be significantly out of balance again. That unless unless they discover some magic.
Perry Como said about $100 million at this point.
Yeah, and that's about what they said about this far out from the last session too. I would not be shocked if we're at, something like $200 million short of what the budget would be proposed at, and we go back through this whole cycle again, except that there aren't any magic federal dollar. I think they're still hoping for some new federal dollars that'll be magical, but those go away, and now we go back to the hard slogging. Is it new taxes, more taxes, or cuts?
Bill Raggio echoed the governor and said that they're not going to be going for new taxes. The governor said on this program, Mary, massive cuts would be the way they would take care of any shortfall.
Have we seen any cuts so far, Mary?
We haven't seen any cuts so far, and budgets are creative devices at best. You come in with a budget, and then somebody has to fulfill it. I mean, we can have as big a shortfall, as little a shortfall as Kenny Quinn's creative pen gives you.
We've seen massive cuts. Unfortunately, they happen to be self-inflicted wounds on various elected officials. I don't really see the stomach at this point either to face the kinds of cuts in the budget that would have to be done, or to face up to the kind of revenue increases. I think everybody's going to shuck and jive through the coming months. Hope that things get better. Well, hope that things shake out politically after the next election.
Okay, let's talk about some realities in Las Vegas. Certainly, maybe not in the rest of the state, but in Las Vegas. Steve Wynn's Hotel, within the next couple of years, is going to open. That's going to spur massive growth down there on the Las Vegas Strip. Mandalay Bay doing even better in this fourth quarter than they did beyond any other convention property. They're opening up a brand new shopping mall to go along with there, another 1,000-room tower. Half the major properties in town are adding 1,000-room towers along the way. Venetian's going to put up another 3,000 rooms. Aren't we going to see revenues generated by all of this activity that I think is good for the Silver State? Isn't that going to turn around and give us some more money?
Absolutely. Yes. It gives you more revenue, but when gaming properties increase, population increases and needs increase. It's sort of self-feeding.
And we do know now that growth puts us in the hole.
Well, it certainly raises some budget items, because those same people are the ones who use Medicaid. They're the same ones who use the K-12 schools. They're the same ones who use the indigent funds. So you hope that the revenues outpace the necessary budget increases. They didn't last time. They didn't the time before that. They may next time. It depends on how these things fit together. But building a budget on hope and building a political strategy on dreams seems to me about as much reality as we usually get out of Las Vegas on these things.
Okay. I want to change the subject slightly to politics instead of taxes. You've got a chance to look at our poll that we released yesterday, and I understand there was another poll. Some other polls have been done in Las Vegas and so forth. Just a very early prediction from each of you. Which party do you think will control each house next session?
I think you're going to see a Republican House on both sides.
Yeah, the Republicans engaged in Harry-Carry early. They went after each other. The irony is that it's building their grassroots and their grassroots turnout. I think what you see is the Assembly Democrat leadership is imploding in Southern Nevada right now because of scandals. I think the Senate you may see one Democrat pickup, which would mean it would be Republican, The Assembly, I think possibly 4, maybe more, Republican pickup, and I think it becomes narrowly Republican. And of course, all the constitutional offices are in the hands of Republicans. That's unique. I don't think anybody living now remembers when that combination happened in Nevada.
And I agree. I think it's going to be Republican. I just hope that the Republicans find a way not to feed on one another and work together.
Yeah, well, that would be something new and different.
Yes.
But it's interesting that even the Republican side, though, is splintered. I mean, from the center all the way to the far right. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Well, both sides are. I mean, you have conservative, moderates, and liberals on all sides. So, you know, it isn't kumbaya between just because you're a member of a party.
I mean, we saw splits in the Senate Democrats, too, over the taxes.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
you know.
I think what we don't see is leadership right now.
Oh, I agree with you. It's a disaster. There isn't one person in a leadership position on the Democrat Assembly side that isn't under question.
It makes it a lot of fun to watch unless you're actually trying to get something done.
Yeah.
Well, that begs the question, what is going to be the most important issue at the next legislative session? I mean, what are people going to be running on?
Re-election.
Well,
survival.
Well, if they, I'm saying
yeah.
beyond re-election, but I mean, what is going to be the topic of, obviously it's not going to be taxes, what is it going to be?
That's what it's going to be. They're going to get in there and pass the safe bills that they can and try to have a good record where they can go back and get reelected. That is going to be their overriding goal. And we didn't get a chance to talk about where everybody was when John Kennedy was assassinated. I really wanted to bring that up.
I think some will depend upon where these initiatives end up.
Okay, we're out of time. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis!
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
And don't forget, you can hear all 4 shows in their entirety on Sunday morning on KOH from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
And Monday, Pete's Ferraza.
See ya.
Thank you for watching.